Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to the channel, and today I have something super fun. We're starting a new series. All right, y'all, so we are starting a new book recommendation series, Christian Fiction for Every Mood. I thought this would be super fun to just start a series of book recommendations surrounding moods and books that you may be in the mood for. Like if you're in the mood for cozy mysteries, or if you're in the mood for a book that has a lot of faith content as a romance, if you are in the mood for a book that has quirky characters, or things like that. And so we're going to start this. Some of this will be more genres. Some of these will be more, like I said, the quirky character style or Regency, that kind of stuff. Just different moods, different genres, tropes, and things. And just another reason for me to recommend Christian fiction. I love Christian fiction books. I have a whole playlist already on the channel of books that, or videos, what am I saying? Of videos that recommend Christian fiction. I will leave the playlist down below. There's clean book recommendations, there's rom-coms, there's historical fiction, there's biblical fiction, there's fantasy, there is the best Christian fiction of all time. Like, those are some of my bread and butter on the videos, but we're going to continue on and recommend even more books, just keeping the playlist going, okay? So there's going to be multiple parts to this. I still don't really know what I'm going to call it, because I thought I could just do one video on this, but no, there's too many books, and I want to do at least like 2 books per trope, genre, mood, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and get into it. If I have any videos or special reviews, links, all that stuff, it's going to be in the description box below. That's another reason we're going to do multiple videos, because the description box only allows you 5,000 characters, and that goes pretty quick. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get into this first video. I'm super excited. So first up, let's talk about if you want a good Christian cozy mystery that has no death. A lot of times cozy mysteries in general, someone dies. Well, what if you want some that's more family oriented, more mysteries that are like somebody stole something, someone's vandalizing something, but no actual crime that's like a heinous crime, meaning murder, right? I've got the thing for you, okay? I've got just the books for you guys. And that is Janice Thompson's series. Well, actually, Kathleen Yabarbo also helps her in this series as well. But first, we're going to talk about the Gone to the Dog series by Janice Thompson and Kathleen Yabarbo. I still don't know how you say her name. I hope I'm saying it right. But anyway, Kathleen and Janice. So first is Off the Chain. And this whole series is surrounding these fun dogs, veterinarians, found family. You have lots of good friendships. It's a really good time. And so this first book, Off the Chain, it says Marigold Evans, her first attempt at rescuing an abandoned pooch lands her in a drainage pipe. And this is probably one of my favorite of the series, honestly, because of the characters and everything. But anyway, she has Parker Jensen come to her rescue, okay? And a bad day gets worse when the Lone Star Vet Clinic, where they both work, is vandalized. Soon, the list of suspects starts to lengthen, from a demanding ex-boyfriend to a disgruntled client, and from a hostile neighbor to the veterinarian's arch nemesis. With the help of her fellow employees, Marigold sets out to simultaneously solve the crime, rehab the rescue dog, and help more dogs in crisis. So it's one of those series where you see a lot of helping animals, and there's no animal death, no death at all, just really good people in a small town, and I absolutely love the characters and the vet. If you like books that have veterinarians in it, this is definitely for you. Rescue dogs, like I think at one point they worked to do a rescue dog facility and on the land. It's just a really good series for that. So one I would highly recommend. Very clean, has some light faith elements. Love it. Also, Janice Thompson has another series that I need to catch up in. I still need to read book 6 in the Gone to the Dog series. I've read the first 5. But Tracking Tilly is another series, book 1 in the Little Red Truck Mysteries by Janice Thompson. And I really enjoyed this first book. This one was all around who stole her late grandfather's truck, Tilly, from the auction block or something. Yeah, auction block. Yeah. So Hadley Family Ranch was struggling. Raylan decides to turn the old barn into an antique shop, and the only thing that's missing to go with it is her grandpa's old red truck. Trying to beat out the higher bidders, but then the truck is gone, and they have her old high school flame Mason, who ends up helping her after Tilly goes missing after the auction. They're both set in Texas, I want to say too. So really good cozy mysteries, Christian cozy mysteries with light faith elements. Really enjoy them. Lindsay from Books for Christian Girls also loves these books and would highly recommend them as well. So yeah, let's say you want a Christian romance that is cozy and comforting, but has really good faith elements. I've got two for you. Okay, so both of these books, In Search of a Prince by Toni Shiloh and Truth is a Whisper by Mandi Blake. I would recommend these both for great Christian romance that has heavy faith content that I would say are very good comfort reads. So first, let's talk about In Search of a Prince by Toni Shiloh. This was one of my first early Christian romance books I read, first Toni Shiloh book that I read, and it's so good. It has great faith elements. We have our main character of Brielle, and she is teaching at a public school in New York City. Everything changes when her mom drops the news that she actually is a princess of the island kingdom of Oloroi, hopefully I said that right, off the coast of Africa. And she immediately has to assume her royal position, and the health of her grandfather is failing, and so she has to take this role and just jump right into something she has no idea and never knew that even existed of her family and her past. And there she has to find her prince. And it is just a really great Christian romance that had some really good faith content. I absolutely love this book. It's one of my favorites of all time from 2022, from my very first early Christian fiction, Christian romance journey. Highly recommend. Toni Shiloh has some really good books, you guys. Then, of course, Mandi Blake, Truth is a Whisper. This is book 1 in the Wolf Creek Ranch series. And here we have Ava and Jameson. Jameson. Listen, I'm not going to remember. I'm going to have to look at synopsis all day on these. Y'all already know. Reviews are linked. But Jameson Ford and Ava Collins are our characters. And this was my first Mandi Blake book. And it's what started it all. I have read 16, 17, 18, who knows, 20 of her books so far. Absolutely love them. They are comfort reads. They have high faith elements in them. So much faith content and characters going through real life things. But this one, I would say, is more of the lighter side. I mean, she does have like a mom that is a little controlling and overbearing, of course, but it wasn't anything that was a heavy read. It was one of those second chance, quick romances, cowboy romance, very sweet. And I love the characters that she writes in here. On this ranch, the setting, it's just very cozy for me. Eva and Jameson kind of knew each other, and then they had to be separated when she moves away. She comes back home to her grandfather's ranch, and she ends up meeting him again. They end up working together on the ranch. It's just a really cute little Christian romance. The cheese I want, it's one of those like cheesy ones, but it's one of those that is like the good cheese. Not the block cheese, but it's like sliced cheese. That's what I always say. It's always a good time, and I love the way that Mandi just tells like these friendships throughout the entire series. The way this was just like the first book I ever read by her, and one that I don't forget. It's so good. Let's say y'all want like a little fairy tale retelling, okay? You want a little Snow White, okay? I've got you covered. Fairest of Heart by Witemeyer. Y'all, she has a whole trilogy in this series. And then I think there was another one she recently wrote. She's been writing some fairy tale retellings. This one is like a Snow White and the Seven Dwarves retelling. It's book 1 in the Texas Ever After series. And it's like Western fairy tale retelling Snow White. I don't even know. Instead of the Seven Dwarves, you've got like the seven, like these 7 older like grandfather figures. Super cute. But we have our main character of Penelope Snow, and she is the personal maid for this famous actress, Narcissa. And listen, Narcissa sees, you know, she's the evil one. Narcissa be seeing her try on these dresses, and she's always like wore dresses that like cover her figure, but she's trying on a dress like for her benefit, Narcissa's benefit. And Narcissa come in and be like, what you doing? And gets jealous of her, like, you know, who's the fairest one of all, right? She gets jealous. And so she kicks her out, makes this man take her, tie her to a tree, and leave her there. And so she's all upset about this. This handsome man comes and finds her. What's his name? Titus Kingsley. He's a Texas Ranger, honey. And he ends up helping her in these circumstances. There's these 7 old drovers that live at his grandfather's ranch that really are like grandfather figures. It was just a really sweet story. Love the romance. One of my favorite books. I really want to read more of Karen's books. Her writing style is really great. So yeah, I loved the Snow White elements as well. Super cute. Now, if you want more of like the medieval style, Melanie Dickerson is the way to go. This is Castle of Refuge, which is book 2 in the Daracot Tales. It's my favorite of the Daracot Tales series. I would recommend the entire Daracot Tales series. It was really great. It's more young adult, I would say, but it's super good. This one is an ugly duckling retelling, and I really related to this character. I don't even remember her name, but I remember relating to her. What was her name? See, names are gone. We had Audrey. Yes, and so she's the daughter of a Viscount born in the late 14th century England, and the only thing expected of her was to marry until the act of a malice by her sister Maris 4 years ago damaged her face and her prospects. So like in the beginning of this, you see her sister, like her face ends up getting like burnt or scarred from her sister. And I could relate to her because I actually have a scar on my face, and I went through a lot of hard things when I was young about my appearance in that regard. So I love the way that Melanie like weaved in the faith, a little bit of romance, and her just coming into her own and accepting who she was and loving herself for, you know, what she looked like, and just seeing all of that tied in. This is one of my favorite Fairytale retellings, this Castle of Refuge by Melanie Dickerson. I would highly recommend. It's got like that medieval feeling and all that stuff. It's really good. So you could read these also out of order. You do not have to read the Daracot Tales. Well, maybe like a couple at the end you do, but like the first 2 you didn't have to read back to back that I remember. So I think there was like 2 later on you kind of did, but overall the first 2 you were good, I think. I'm pretty sure. Last section here is going to be if you want a good fantasy that has heavy faith content or a fantasy that has more just light faith elements. I've got 2 books here for you guys. So I don't read a ton of fantasy, but these 2 books I absolutely adored. And first we've got Wishtress by Nadine Brandes. So this book is more of the lighter faith. I would say you could see the faith elements in here, but it's more allegorical and very, you really have to pay attention to see it, but I definitely could see it in this book. And so Mirth is our main character in here, and she did not want to be the Wishtress, but her tears grant wishes. And so, of course, you know, everybody wants a wish, honey, okay? And so a granted wish ends up going wrong. She gets cursed, and the next tear that she sheds will kill her. And so she ends up traveling to the well to break the curse before it can claim her life. The king's militia is after her, and she's trying to survive this journey, and she has to, unfortunately, harden her heart along the way. And it is just a journey. We've got Bastian. He can stop time. That's a very interesting. There's like these talents in this. There's just so much like layers in this book. It's definitely one of my favorites. It made me cry. I gave it 5 stars. I mean, I will continue to recommend this book. There's something about it that just hit home, especially in the end. I absolutely loved it. I would highly recommend. It's more, like I said, allegorical in nature, but it's still a really great book. Listen, you want the heavy faith allegory? Resistance by Jaye Knight. I need to continue on in this series, but this is more non-magical fantasy. So whereas in Wishtress you do have some sort of magical elements with the talents, stopping time, tears granting wishes, that kind of stuff, you've got Resistance, which is more medieval style fantasy that doesn't have any magic in it. It's just a non-magical world. So in this one we've got our main characters. I have to go look at the synopsis because the names have already left me, but it's the Ilion Chronicles. So many people on BookTube absolutely love this series, and I'm definitely one of them. I need to continue on. I've read the first 2 books, and this is very heavy faith allegory. You can certainly see like Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego type of story in this. You see people who are not going to bow down to false gods, all of that stuff in this. So very much a surprise for me. It's non-magical fantasy. There's no real magic in this, as I said. And so this is more like medieval times fantasy, and it's very easy to understand. There's a lot of names, of course, but in the back you do have like a you know, like a dictionary and talking about the different races of characters and things like that. So that's very helpful in that regard. But in this story, we follow Kyron and her twin brother, Caden, and they are training in Tarvin Hall, and they're believers in Elam, which is allegory to God, and they have to keep their belief hidden. So things get really crazy when Kyron is forced to go to work for Emperor Daikan to read people, which reminds you of King Nebuchadnezzar, in my opinion. The Emperor, he really wants everybody to worship these false gods, and anybody who doesn't is going to be sentenced to death. Then we have Jace, who is half human, half animal. Does he have a soul? People always doubt that, and he is always looked upon him with fear and contempt because half of the people just found him to be more dangerous and vicious and all of this stuff. But Jace is also a believer in Elam, and he is trying to hold on to what little bit of faith that he has had. Jace works under this guy named Rayad, who is kind of like a father mentor figure for him, and he's a wanted man as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. Things get crazy for Jace, and our character perspectives start to mesh together with our twins, and they start to form this resistance. And so it's really good. There's just something about it. The evil emperor, honey, he wants everybody to drop down, honey. They ain't gonna bow down to these false gods. It's so good. One of my favorite Christian fantasy books of all time. Highly recommend it. Really want to go back to reading this, but it's a really good, like, non-magical fantasy. So that's what I have for this video, you guys. We're going to come back with a lot of great recommendations. You can see the stacks back here. We're going to have some, like, if you want books set in certain countries, or if you want, like I said, the quirky characters, Regency, biblical fiction, biblical retellings, historical, Civil War, World War II, rom-coms, like contemporary romance. That's going to be having that more heavier topics discussed. All of the things, okay? There's so much I want to talk about over the next couple of months. So this is the start of a new series. Stay tuned for more. Please let me know if you've read any of these books. My reviews and links and purchase links and all the things are going to be linked in the description for you guys. But for now, that's what I have for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's chat in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.